Y'all, I cannot believe it is almost 2023. Like, where did this year go? I also can't believe that I have been consistently posting videos weekly on the YouTubes for almost a year now. That is impressive given my lack of consistency throughout my entire life. But any hoodlekins, in today's video, I'm going to show you how I am using my Notion setup to plan my goals and actually follow through on them by remembering them and tracking them in Notion. Now, if you are not a Notion user and you're interested in starting to use it, then this will be useful for you. If you are a Notion user, then I think you're also going to really appreciate this because I use Notion in a way that I've never seen anybody else on the interwebs use it. And if you're not a Notion user, but you are interested in the planning system and the tools that I'm going to show you today, then put your name below because all of you will be invited to a goal setting party online. I think it's probably going to be January 2nd, but go ahead and put your name on the wait list and I will send you all the details once I have them available. So it will be focused around goal setting based on your strengths, needs, and wants, desires, whether you have ADHD or you're just somebody who needs a little extra support and help in actually planning goals and following through on them. That's what we're going to talk about in that party, if you will. I'll be using Notion because that's the best way for me to illustrate the tools, but you don't have to use Notion, as I mentioned. So I'll drop that link below, jump on the wait list, and you'll get information as soon as I have it available. In the meantime, let's jump into my planning system. So today is all about me showing you the system, not my actual goals, because I haven't actually figured out what my goals are for 2023 yet. But let's take a look at this now. And if you have any questions, drop them below. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so this is a quick tour of the template, but what I really want to focus on is the goal setting piece. So in the template that is available below, there is a whole portion around developing a vision board and a life vision for yourself. This is just some of mine. But the real unique piece here is that I bring in a couple of different self-assessments. So the first one is character strengths, which you will go off-site to actually do. This is the VIA Character Strengths designed out of the University of Pennsylvania. So you will determine in advance what your personal character strengths are because that's going to help you understand how you need to show up for your goals. You will do a needs assessment that you can either do on Notion or you can do in a Word doc. And then there's a core values assessment that you will also go off site for and then come back and record your top 5. And then once you have all of that detail together, which for the planning party, I think I'll have everybody do that in advance on your own so that when you're coming to the planning party, you know your character strengths, you know your needs, you know your wants, you know your goals or a general idea of your goals. And then we'll kind of talk through how to actually develop goals based on the results of those assessments so that you're really making goals that aren't just willy-nilly, but that are actually important to you and make sense for who you are in your season of life. So this is the goal setting template. Again, I will make this into a paper template for those of you who don't want to use Notion, but once you have your needs assessment done, your top needs will show up here. These are actually mine: to be learning, accomplished, peaceful, physical, working, and meaningful. And then your top character strengths will bubble up to the surface so you can keep an awareness of those. These are mine. And then of course your top values will also be available on this dashboard, if you will. And these are my core values. So once you have all of that information in front of you, and you'll be able to change out the pictures in each of these so that they're more relevant for you. These are just my sweet little puppy dogs. So anyway, the idea here is once you have gone through and done all of those assessments and figured out what's most important to you, then you'll go into the goal process. And the way I look at goals and the way I have it set up in this template is that I've just started making a few of them here. Like here's one I haven't filled out yet, a health goal. What would be my health goal for 2023? Why is it important? What does success look like? You get the idea. So there's these assessment questions that you'll go through with each of your goals. And the reason we go deep on each of these goals is that it really helps you to create an intrinsic motivation as to why you want to achieve them. That's really going to help you over the long term when the extrinsic motivation or any motivation is not available. And we all have those moments, right? So this is how you're going to set up your goals for 2023. It's how I'm going to set up my goals. And then I'm going to break them down into monthly goals. So we're going to walk through that together. And then we're going to walk through those bigger year-long goals and chunking them down into each month. And then from there, we're going to take the first couple of months, we probably won't be able to get through all of this, and chunk those monthly goals down into daily to-dos. So this is how I have my template set up in Notion. But again, you can do this in your paper planner. So all of these templates will be available to you, and we'll walk through like 1 or 2 months together so that we really sort of get a rhythm for how this works. And then we'll take that into a weekly planning spread. So we'll plan the next week or two ahead, incorporating those goals along with other things like self-care and rest, and just making sure that we're setting up a rhythm for ourselves that includes, productivity when we need to hustle, but rest when we need to rest. So that is how the template works in Notion. Now I'm going to show you what my weekly spreads look like. So every week I start up a new weekly spread. I like weekly spreads because it gives me the ability to see what's happening over the course of the week, but I can also drill down to my daily to-dos. So there are 15 properties in my week. So if you're not a Notion user, this might not be relevant to you, but basically at the beginning of the week, I create one thing that's most important to me. This week I'm going to a conference, and I'm very excited about it, but I don't want to overstimulate. So that is my one thing for this week. At the end of the week, I'll do a weekly review where I'll answer all of these little prompts here. But here is where I have those goals. So right now it's 2022 goals, but once I have my 2023 goals listed out, they will be right here. So every week, in this template, I've got my goals right here that I'm looking at, and they're filtered by month. So right now I'm only seeing my November goals filtered here and when they're due. And then under self-reflection, I've got my values, my strengths, my bucket list, my needs, all of those things that I showed you in the previous template are available to me at the click of a button every week so that I can constantly stay reminded and connected to what's most important to me. And then I have my guiding principles, which I'll also show you how to do in our planning party, that as long as I know that I'm taking care of these top 3 things, then I'm on the right path. And then I've got my daily to-dos, and every time I click one of these to-dos, it literally goes away. Like right now, I'm recording this Notion video. So when I click that, it goes away and the noise is gone. And I just go through my day clicking off all of these little check marks, and it's really satisfying. And then if I want to see what else is coming up this week, I've also got that in my purview as well. But I don't like having that available to me on my screen because I do get really distracted easily. And then I also have certain habits that I track every day. So when I want to create a new day, I simply go new. Today is Tuesday, and it immediately populates with the date. And then I've got my top 5 habits that I'm tracking. Am I going to get 10,000 steps? Absolutely. Did I journal this morning? Yes. Did I meditate this morning? Yes. Did I work out this morning? Yes. Did I stay gluten-free? Remains to be seen. And then I've got some other things that I can track down here. And then personally, I have a content calendar. This might not be relevant to you, but this is how I plan my YouTube videos and my podcast. And then down here at the end of the week are my reflections. What am I manifesting? Recording my wins, recording any intuitive hits that I got, recording any to-dos that I've got to add for the week ahead as I'm in my reflection period, and then a journal that I will write at the bottom here. So that is how I'm currently doing my weekly spread and how it relates to my goals that I plan to set at the top of the year. And that is how I am using Notion in 2023 to plan out my goals and stay connected to the why of my goals and actually follow through with that. So once again, if this is something that you would like to get more information on, I will leave a link to the template below and also a list where you can sign up your name to get more information on the planning party on January 2nd, if you so desire. So I hope to see you there. And in the meantime, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.